I wish my parents knew how stressful it is to be a teenager today.
I wish my parents knew how mean people are.
I wish my parents knew how hard I'm trying.
I wish my parents understood I'm not comfortable telling them everything in my life.
I wish my parents knew I had horrible self-image.
I wish my parents knew that it's not just a phase.
I wish my parents knew how to be more involved.
I wish my parents knew it's not their fault.
I wish my parents knew that I'm not always the perfect child.
I wish my parents knew how bad my anxiety can be and how bad the attacks can be.
I wish my parents knew that I don't want to make them sad by telling them the truth.
I wish my parents knew less.
I wish my parents knew that I don't know how to convey my feelings because I don't know what my feelings truly are.
I'm Carrie Stutzman, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and parent coach. What I wish parents knew about opening doors to talk to their teenagers is that we as parents can't just decide we want to have a conversation with our kids and go in and hammer them and say, I want you to listen to what I have to say. That if we really want to have communication with our kids, we need to do it more on their time when they're available. And so I remember with one of my teenagers, there would be things that I want to talk to him about, and I'd make this little list. And then I would wait until he was open or he was plopped on the couch, hanging out next to me when he had time. And then I would see the opening and I would ask him questions. And then there would be an open conversation, and I would have to read his cues and shut it down when he was done. There'd be times where he would be like, Mom, stop. Or he would change the subject and I would just have to stop and not keep hammering, wait, I want to know about this, and wait, tell me about that. I think that one of the biggest things that we as parents of teenagers need to know is that we have to upgrade our parenting skills. Because if high school teachers were teaching our kids the same way that they were teaching them when they were in preschool, we would be offended. We wouldn't tolerate preschool teachers teaching our high schoolers the same way that they teach high schoolers. So we parents also need to reboot and get a new operating system, and it needs to be one that is more respectful of the teenagers as young adults, and where we don't do as much talking and lecturing, but where we do more listening, being curious about what their experience is, who they are, what their values are, and honor them as their own individual, unique people and as emerging adults. We parents are scared. We worry about our kids. Some of us worry about our kids because they're idiots and they're reckless. Some of us worry about our kids because they're sad. Some of us worry about our kids because they're alone. Some of us worry about our kids because they are having to bear burdens and face life circumstances that we never in a million years would have signed them up for. And I think we all want our kids to talk to us. We want to know what's going on with them. And so I think it's important for us as parents to know that we're training our kids, and we have to train them that we're safe to talk to. So if every time a kid comes and tells us something that they've done where they've messed up or where they're stressed out or that concerns us, if we respond by yelling, getting upset, having big reactions, freaking out, we're just training our kids that we're not safe to talk to, and that if they come to us and tell us some way that they've made a mistake or that they're in trouble or that they're scared, we've trained them to be afraid to tell us that stuff. So if we really want our kids to come to us when it matters, we need to train them that we will listen, that we will have empathy, and that we'll let them talk, and we will be respectful, knowing that they're working to solve their own problems, that they are their own emerging, evolving adults. And so we just have to respond going slower, going soft, be more gentle, and respond with empathy. We don't have to know what to say every time our kid tells us something that's worrisome. We can just respond with empathy, wow, tell me more. What was that like? What are you thinking about that? How's that gonna go? If we just respond with kindness and softness, I think our kids are gonna talk to us more. One thing about social media and the pressure that it puts on kids is I had a 17-year-old teenage girl client talking to me, and she was just talking about how incredibly difficult it is to manage her social life at school face to face with what kids were saying to her at school. And then she had to go home and manage a whole nother social life on social media. And maybe sometimes the kids who were at school were nice to her face, then they were mean to her on social media. And I think that we as parents don't really understand how challenging that is to manage such a more complex social life than what my generation ever had to deal with.